In these first clips, I'm using the arm muscle group, which are appendicular muscles. When I lift my arms here, I'm creating an abduction movement at the shoulder using the deltoid, an antagonist whose origin is the clavicle and scapula, and insertion is the deltoid tuberosity of the humerus. Now when I put my arms down, I'm creating an adduction movement at the shoulder using the coracobrachialis muscle, an antagonist whose origin is the coracoid process, and the insertion is the medial margin of the shaft of the humerus. As I swing my arms backwards, I am creating a shoulder extension movement using my latissimus dorsi muscle, an antagonist whose origin is the spinous processes of the lower thoracic vertebrae, ribs, and lumbar vertebrae, and its insertion is the intertubercular groove of the humerus. In the next set of clips, I'm using the foot and toes appendicular muscle group. As my feet are flexed at the top of my flip, I'm using my tibialis anterior muscle to create a dorsiflexion movement at the ankle. This muscle is a synergist whose origin is the lateral condyle and proximal shaft of the tibia, and its insertion is the base of the first metatarsal bone. When my feet lift me off the ground, my gastrocnemius muscle is helping to create a plantar flexion movement of my ankle. Again, before I flip, all of my toes are pointing towards the ground through a plantar flexion movement created by both the flexor digitorum longus and the flexor hallucis longus. In this next freeze frame, I'm using the trunk muscle group, which are axial muscles. Here, as I land with my chest down and spine curved, I'm creating a flexing of my vertebral column through the use of my rectus abdominis muscle, an antagonist whose origin is the superior surface of the pubis around the symphysis, and its insertion is the inferior surfaces of the costal cartilages and the xiphoid process. In the last set of clips, I'm using an appendicular muscle group, the legs and thighs. When I bend my legs in this clip, I'm using my biceps femoris muscle to create flexion at the knee. As I push myself off the ground again, I'm using my rectus femoris muscle to create an extension movement at the knee. Now, as I rotate myself, I'm using my gluteus maximus muscle to create a medial rotation movement at the hip.